Every single one of your relationships is a reflection of the relationship that you're having with yourself. Most importantly, your twin flame. Your twin flame is that perfect reflection, that perfect mirror of the relationship that you're having with yourself. And you may say, well, Breann, but I'm not in a karmic party situation, or I'm not having a third party person over here. That's them. You're absolutely right. But what that third party or karmic situation is indicating is that there is a block. Essentially, your twin flame, they are out of alignment with their truth. And before we go further, I'm Breann, a master certified ascension coach with Twin Flames Universe. I've been in harmonious union with my twin flame for 4 years now as a result of applying the teachings of union and the mirror exercise. Okay, let's dive back into it. So as I was saying, is that your twin flame is a reflection of the relationship, a direct reflection of the relationship that you're having with yourself. And let's say there's example we're using here is a third party karmic situation, and you look at yourself in your life and you're like, but I don't have a third party. I don't have a karmic situation. I'm essentially single. And I'm over here, waiting for them to figure their crap out and realize that we're twin flames, or to come be with me. Well, as I was saying, is that third party situation is your twin flame. They're out of alignment with who they were created to be. And essentially, you can go a bit deeper here. And if there's someone else in their reality that they are seeing as a romantic partner and not you, and you're certain in your heart that this is your twin flame, well, it's indicating that there's a block. And so places that you can look at within yourself is that, well, for one, if your twin flame is seeking love outside of themselves, that can come in a form of a karmic situation, a third party situation. And so you can look to yourself, and this is where the mirror can get a bit complex or confusing, especially like if you don't have proper support. And this is often too why people can get annoyed and be like, well, that doesn't make sense because that's not happening in my reality. But you have to go beneath the surface. And if your twin flame, they're seeking love outside of themselves, you got to look within yourself and see where you might be seeking love outside of yourself. And that can be in a totally different other way. It could be in a relationship with an authority figure, for instance. Like, let's say if you have, I'm just throwing some random things out here, right? So if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, just leave it, okay? But just an example here. Let's say you have a boss, or there's an authority figure, or maybe a mom, maybe a dad, and you are seeking their approval, or seeking their, to confirm that you're worthy, or that you're good enough, or you're doing good, whatever that may be. That is seeking validation, seeking something outside of yourself. And you can see how, it's a totally different experience, and it's not anything to do with romantic partner. But on your twin flame side, they're essentially like, it's manifested in a romantic partner. And you can see how the mirror, although on the surface, it's not the same, like the same experience across the board, but it's the same inner experience. And so your twin flame, they might be seeking love from this person. They might be seeking connection, validation, attention. And you got to look within yourself, and where are you seeking love, validation, attention from another, from outside of yourself. And, I can give you an example in my union. Something really big that my twin flame and I healed, as we were healing physical separation, was codependency. And I had been in a relationship with a soulmate for, I think, about 11 years. And there was a lot of codependency there. We very much relied on one another to, we don't want to be alone. So there was just a deep rooted codependency there. Whereas with my twin flame had a codependency with a mom, with a mother. And it was a very deep seated and rooted there. And we didn't even know this until we, come physically together, and we really started talking about the mirror and the reflection and the things that we were healing. And this one was a huge one, for us, because it was a long time, right, of living in a codependent situation. And as I was healing, and my twin flame was healing it too, because we were that one consciousness. But you can see how it was in two totally different experiences. Like with my twin flame, it was with mom, but with me, it was like with a romantic partner. And this is why you don't want to hold on to anger and resentment, or be looking at your twin flame like, well, you idiot, what are you doing? Because they're reflecting something beneath the surface. And it's not always going to look exactly the same on both ends. I can just throw out another example here. Let's say your twin flame has some form of an addiction. Maybe they have an addiction to smoking weed. I'm just throwing some things out here, okay? And you feel like, okay, they got a problem there. Like it's cool and all if they want to smoke some weed, but there's clearly a problem. Like they're doing it to numb out to their feelings, or they're doing it to avoid life. And you might look to yourself and say, I don't have that problem, so that doesn't make any sense to me. Well, you can look to yourself to see, okay, where might you have an addiction for, personal experience. I had an addiction to reality TV and sweets. I know you might not even think that of being an addiction, but I did. I was very obsessed with television, reality TV, and this was long, years ago. But it was not really an obsession, but it was my escape away from my life, away from reality. And so I think they call it a DVR, and I would record literally like so many different reality shows off of many different channels. And I would go home, I had my 9 to 5 job, I worked my overtime, and I would go home and I would spend my time immersed in TV and just these reality shows, and envisioning myself in, being in all these situations, because most of them, they had a lot of money and had relationships and things, and, they had family or whatever you will. There was a lot going on in their life. And also with sugary foods, like I was had an addiction to getting that dopamine, or whatever serotonin, whatever it is when you eat chocolate and cookies and things like carbs, right? And it was very unhealthy. Like my body started to react to all of the sugar that I was consuming, and I started having some medical issues. And so you want to look within yourself also too, going deeper into that. The reason that I had those is because I was trying to escape my reality, and I was very unhappy. So TV was a way to escape, and the sugar and the snacks was a way to get that sense of high, that sense of joy and happy feeling. Where, with the example that I was using of your twin flame, smoking weed, it's a way to escape. It might be a way to avoid the feelings that they might be feeling in their heart. So hopefully this provides some clarity here into what might be going on in your union. In terms of like, you can't look at it on the surface and be like, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that physical action. Well, you're right. You're not doing that, and maybe you are. But if you're not, well, you got to go deeper, because there's something there to explore. And if you're having trouble, you're struggling on your journey, having support is incredibly crucial and powerful on this journey. I've had my twin flame and we've had a coach since 2017, and just had a coaching session today, and we healed a lot of blocks, and we're feeling really good. So don't hesitate and reach out and claim your support, because it is available to you. I leave all of my information in the description box below, and so just hit me up and we'll get you started. And don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.